Korean Peninsula, their largest in years. And
now, my views on some of this stuff is way different than other people's. I know what the Lord has shown me. And I stand by what God has shown me. But I'm not going to go into that right now, right here. This is part 7 of We Have Left Our First Love. Now, there's a lot coming. And I know what God has shown me is to come. I won't lie. I wanted this to be a real thing because I saw what was coming. I didn't want to be here for it. Won't lie at all about that. Because I didn't want to see my family perish. But so many of y'all want to say that there's a rapture, that we're all going to disappear into a rapture. And I've been praying and studying about this, and I never did believe it the way that you all believed it to begin with. Yes, the Lord does promise to deliver us from, if we keep the word of His patience, He will keep us from the hour of temptation that cometh upon the whole world. That is true. But you don't know how He's going to keep you from it. And some of you all that think you're going to go flying off in the rapture, really? While you're still living in sin? And you think you're going to just go bolting off and you're not even keeping the commandments of the Lord? You better be thinking about that one again. You better be praying about that one again. And you better be getting in your word and reading it. Because the persecution of the church is coming. And you're going to find out how much you've been believing a lie. And you're going to be damned for it. Why? Because you love not the truth. You chose only to believe certain things. How can you possibly go in a rapture when you've been breaking the first commandment of God? Why would Jesus do that? Why would He deliver you up when you're living here with all your little things that you're putting before Him? And you're not listening. And you're doing all kinds of things to the temple of God He never asked you to do. Piercings and adorning it this way and that way. And you actually believe that you're going to go home looking like the world. Well, you've been toking on something, all right. You've been toking on it real good. But it ain't the holy word you've been eating. You want to have your pot brownies. You want to smoke your pot. You want to do your little peels. You want to have all that stuff. Your pharmakia before God. All your little drugs to control your mental issues and whatnot. That ain't mental issues. That's demonic possession. I'm going to call it what it is. I don't care what man says. It's demonic possession. It was demonic possession 2,000 years ago when Jesus cast them out of people. It's demonic possession today. Lunatic spirit's still a lunatic spirit. You cannot change the written word of God. You can't change the truth. Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Now, I can't help it if you don't like or agree with what I've got to say. I'm going to say it anyway because the Lord said so. Now, here's the thing. Y'all want to believe in this little cushy, I don't know, pinata God. I don't know what you would call him. It ain't the same one I serve. The God I serve is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And that God is wrathful. And he's about to get all kinds of it. He certainly is. He's about to get all kinds of wrathful. And he's about to take things down a notch from what you're used to. Oh boy, he's about to wreak havoc with a lot of your all's beliefs. Come out of your sin before it's too late. And I'm not here to make a name for myself. I don't care if you know me or not, but you better know Jesus. And I'm not kidding about that when I say that. You better know Jesus. Because if you don't truly know Jesus, and I mean know him, the real him, you're going to be sitting on top of a whole stack of burning emeralds. You know, brimstone and fire. Y'all think that you know something? You think you're going to do something? Well, what are you going to do? He's God. What do you got? Absolutely nothing, because everything that's here is his. You got nothing. Everything that's here is his. And he was letting you use it for a time. But he's about to take it all back. He's about to take it all back, and then he's going to give it to his children as he sees fit. Y'all have no clue what's going on here. You know, I've been praying about this for the last few days, and I just, so much on my mind. Just so much. But y'all don't want to get into Matthew 24 and really dig deep. But we're going to do that before it's over. So, let's just keep going.
Will continue through September 1st. They follow a record number of missiles fired in international waters by North Korea this year.
Deep underground, an American and a South Korean colonel watch North Korea.
I'm learning that it's difficult to get it right.
In this classified bunker outside Seoul, the two militaries work together to defend against a North Korean attack.
This is the only place in Korea where US forces and South Korean forces sit side by side, and using all this information, they can detect almost immediately if North Korea launches a weapon.
Between his great English and my terrible Korean, we can usually muddle through a lot of different things and get to a decision quickly.
The threat from North Korea is increasing. Its missiles are becoming more dangerous, its rhetoric more fiery. So these war games from 5 years ago are back as the US and South Korea practice how to fight their common enemy using aircraft, warships and tanks.
I can't do it in a classroom. I can't do it on a chalkboard. I have to give them the most intense environment that we can create, and this is that environment.
Sticking out here, this is our gun barrel.
Fighter pilot Captain Abby Walters will train from the sky.
It's really important for us to train together with the South Koreans. The communication flow is much better in the air if you've practiced it multiple times, so it can go quicker, which helps us get more effects down and just be more efficient and deadly in our job.
Efficient and deadly.
North Korea sees these drills as a rehearsal for an invasion. There is concern it could retaliate. In its recent speech, Kim Jong-un warned they could end in war. They might have the appearance of war, but the US and South Korea insist these drills are defensive, in part a show of strength to convince North Korea never to use its
Efficient
weapons,
and deadly, and all you want to do is
especially
kill one
as it
another.
works to develop ones that can evade.
Efficient and deadly. And you spend billions of dollars every year to build weapons of mass destruction to kill one another. Then you wonder why God isn't blessing you abundantly. You're killing His children. Why should He bless you?
Missile defences. Lieutenant General Scott Plius is the deputy head of the US Forces Korea.
I have absolutely no worries whatsoever that North Korean missiles have a way of defeating our capabilities here on the peninsula.
But they are making progress.
And so are we.
Intelligence suggests North Korea is on the cusp of testing its first nuclear weapon in 5 years. South Korea says it shouldn't be blamed if these drills provide its ammunition.
Since North Korea know that this one is a defensive one, and they wanted to utilize this joint military drill for their own political purpose, I think that the joint military drill is one excuse for North Korea to do that kind of military provocation.
These war games may well provoke North Korea, but faced with an increasingly formidable enemy, these forces believe they have no choice but to prepare.
Now to the war in Ukraine and overseas in Russia, the question remains tonight, who killed the daughter of a well-known Putin ally? Tonight, Russia saying it was a woman, a Ukrainian spy who did it. The images on Russian TV of that car in flames and of the father at the scene, his hands on his head. So tonight, Russia clearly pointing to Ukraine, Ukraine's new response this evening, and the U.S. State Department on this. ABC's Britt Clennett in Kyiv again tonight.
Tonight, new details on the brazen car bomb that killed the daughter of a Putin ally and strong supporter of the war in Ukraine. Videos airing on Russian television showing the SUV driven by 29-year-old Daria Dugina engulfed in flames just outside Moscow. Her father, Alexander Dugin, seen here hands on his head, consumed with grief. His daughter was also outspoken, a Russian nationalist. Russia tonight claiming a female Ukrainian spy carried out the assassination using a remote control to detonate the bomb planted under Dugina's vehicle, ripping it apart, killing her instantly. Russia saying the spy escaped to neighbouring Estonia. Ukraine denying any involvement, saying in a statement to ABC News, the whole story is a complete fake. Ukraine adding this woman and her father did not play any major role in this war and asking why Ukraine would risk taking action of this kind. Dugina had been driving home after an event she attended with her father. It's widely believed her father was the intended target. Dugin releasing a statement urging Russia to win the war, saying, "Our hearts yearn for more than just revenge." And in Ukraine, growing fears of retaliation.
There are dozens of these destroyed Russian tanks here in central Kyiv for Independence Day. A reminder of Russian aggression, but also a morale boost for people here. It's become almost a tourist attraction, but President Zelensky with a serious warning that Russia could try something particularly cruel.
In the next few days, public gatherings are banned, and state employees say they've been told to stay away from central Kyiv out of precaution.
Luke 21:25, and there will be signs in the sun, in the moon.
Y'all keep wanting to kill each other. Go ahead. Because Jesus did say, I come not to bring peace, but to bring a sword. So that's what you want. That is what you shall have. You're not going to like it. What you have asked for, you shall have. You want to kill one another? You're going to get your opportunity. Remember, God's judgment will be waiting for you at the end of that. See you in the next part.